let me give you a very important lesson. If you don't like and appreciate rich people, you can forget ever becoming one of us. I'll say that one more time. If you don't like, respect, admire, and appreciate rich people, you can forget ever becoming one of us. You have one tiny little bit of negativity, one tiny little bit of negative association with affluent people, with rich people, you'll never become one of us. Why? Because you don't want to become one of us. Because you see, wow, that the rich people are greedy. I don't want to be a greedy person. Okay, so if rich people are greedy, you don't want to be a greedy person. Guess what? You make sure you'll never be rich. You make sure you stay the same. You don't want to be us, so you will never be us. So you see a Lamborghini, you better be, wow, so awesome, so proud. I bless you. God bless you. Because when you do that, you rewind your brain. There's nothing wrong. Even though there's a possibility that person is an asshole, doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with that person. It has everything to do with how you see that person. If you are rich, you want to be respected, you want to be liked, you want to be appreciated, you want to be loved, don't you? And here's a fact. And here's what the media no one talks about. The media fucking is all bullshit, right? They want you to believe and see rich people in a certain light, right? You can see that rich people, they always like, oh, rich people, they're always the scandals and all this stuff. Or they don't fucking report, oh, so-and-so donate so much money. Like that's like a 30-second thing. Anything that's bad, they spend 1 hour on it, right? Yeah. It's all this bullshit. But do you know why the media does that, by the way? Do you know why the media does that? It makes poor people feel better about themselves. It makes poor people feel better about themselves. Just like what I share with you. People cannot accept the truth. What do you mean like rich people are happy? They cannot be happy. What do you mean they're generous? They cannot be fucking generous. What do you mean they have a good family? They cannot have a good family. How could I justify? I can't fucking justify. So they have to make up this story and shit. Oh yeah, okay, they're rich, but oh no, they're family. They fall into shit. Oh, they must be workaholics, that they're not happy. At least I'm poor, but man, I feel better about myself. They cannot bear the thought they're rich and happy and fulfilled and generous. Fuck you. Can you see how people will react? The world goes to shit. Seriously. So they have to do that. And guess what? If you have actually met, I can tell you this. This is not from the news. This is from personal experience. You know who are the ones that are greedy? You know who are the ones that stab my back? You know the one who's like, fuck me over? That's right, the poor. You know the ones who are generous, who are always giving, who are always willing to help? Guess who they are? The rich. Don't listen to other people. Find out for yourself. People talk about, oh, filthy, stinking rich. Have we heard that before? Filthy, stinking rich. You know what? I don't think I've ever met a rich person that's filthy, stinking. I've met a lot of poor people that are filthy, stinking poor. Seriously. But you don't hear that term. That term doesn't exist. You know, when I meet rich people, they're using fancy, expensive cologne. They smell pretty damn good to me. They shower a couple times a day. They go to the spa. They look pretty good. They smell pretty good. Right? You see, it's all this like bullshit. And let me tell you, money smells good. Have you ever smelled money last time? Money smells good. You can't get rich looking poor. You definitely cannot get rich feeling poor. Can't get rich looking poor. Can't get rich feeling poor. So we'll talk about wealth trigger. I'll give you one more wealth trigger. So since I was traveling, now I am doing more speaking across North America. And from my home back then to the airport, it would, if I was to get a cab, like a taxi, it would cost me about $60. And one time, like, you know, I was thinking about wealth trigger again, right? Always thinking about my environment, people around me, the awareness, always pay attention. So thinking about, you know, one time I just had a very bad experience with a cab driver. I mean, the seats were so dirty. And here we go. And nothing against, taxi driver. It's just that particular taxi driver. I mean, it was smelly, it was stinky. It just had a very bad experience. Okay. And I was like, oh man. And you know what? I thought, what if I don't take the cab? What if I take a limo? And at the time, I've never never been in a limo before. Well, I'm going to get a limo just to go to the airport when I travel. So I found out that in order to go from my home to the airport, so cab is how much? $60, right? A limo costs only $100. Only $40 more. Only $40 more. And I'm not talking about those like short sedan. I'm talking like a long limo. Okay, long limo. Or those stretch one. And I sat in a limo. And I'm like, now the first time I was in a limo, again, I wasn't very comfortable with it because it feels very weird. Because I was sitting in the very back of the limo, the driver is at the very front. So to talk to him, I need to yell, right? It's very far away, and it's so big, it's got so much space. It's just myself. It's a very strange feeling, right? And you got little champagne and like Fiji water on the side, like it's just strange, right? And the first time I wasn't very comfortable, but I noticed that when I'm in a limo, a lot of people were looking into the limo. Like even when I stop at the red light, it's like, oh, like, who's in there? Like, who's that guy? That kind of thing. I'm like, oh, I feel pretty good about myself, right? I'm like, oh, someone important, right? And so I got to the airport and I flew to the event. And I got to the event. I noticed something very, very strange. I performed better as a speaker. I felt better. And I made more money. I'm like, how the hell did this happen? Nobody, like the audience doesn't know that before I got on a plane, I ride in a limo. But you know who knows? I do. I know. The minute I step on stage, mental game. I got here in a limo, man, right? And from then on, I couldn't, it becomes very challenging to get in the cab again. Just like Albert Einstein said, once your mind is stretched, it never retracts to its original state. Dan Locke says, once your wallet is expanded, it never retracts to its original state. Once you get used to a certain lifestyle, you do everything you could to keep living that lifestyle. And you know what? Now I don't care as much. Like sometimes when I'm traveling, if we do Uber or whatever, I don't care really as much. It doesn't bother me as much. But back then it bothers me a lot. But it does. Even when like sometimes the car is a little bit small, right? Sometimes with a team, I do sometimes have to. I kind of miss my Bentley here. Right? I want my Bentley, right? But really, it's not. It becomes a comfort. That's my new comfort. That's my new comfort. So selling high ticket, it's a profoundly transformational experience that goes far beyond your business. Because you will have a different relationship with money and success. Because you will show up more powerfully. And you won't be afraid to offer your best work to the world and be generously compensated. That's why this is so powerful. This is not just sales. This is high ticket closing. Do you notice, even with how many see the booms every day within the Facebook community? You notice those boom. It's not, hey, it's just, oh, I made some money. No. You watch the video. You read the long post. It is, how many can see it's a transformation? It's not just, oh, I made some money. I use some script. How many can see like all the stories, all the booms? There's a lot of depth. The only way you see that much depth is because Steve was taking them through a transformational experience. It is not what people think. You will see they now charge more. They're charging for what they're worth. Now they have more confidence. Now they're closing sales. Or they went from shy for uncertain. They went from uncertainty, right, to certainty. Went from scarcity to abundance.